The fools in life want things fast and easy. Money, success, attention. Robert Greene. Well, my friends, each and every day we spend 10 to 15 minutes to learn how to chart these markets. It comes with time, and don't worry about how much time it takes. Why? Because once you master the charts, you'll make up for all the time you ever spent. So let's get started and stick with it. And those of you who have been with me all these years, congratulations on your progress. Let's see where things are. Stocks, gold, and Bitcoin are up for the day. Bonds pulling back a little bit. Let's look first at the S&P 500. We look at the high last week. It was 667.34. This week, 669.37. And it ended the day somewhere at the $668 mark. And again, 668.45 is where it ended up at the end of the day. We see the two-day chart. This represents the first day of the latest two-day candle. And we're about halfway as far as volume. We can see volume was high in the morning and about average in the afternoon. We had more movement in the afternoon. And again, these markets just keep going up. For those of you who are Patreon members and have access to the Trade Execution Summary Grid and the 5-Day Plus ETF Trading Analysis and Execution Plan for all 5 of our ETFs, you see that we have a healthy directional probability and a decent backtest accuracy. And again, things continuing to move up in this market that since late April has just not ended, just keeps rocketing up. I would say thanks to a number of things, primarily inflation, money backed by nothing that just keeps inflating the bubble that keeps going up as our money becomes worth less each and every day. Let's see where we are with the NASDAQ 100 up 0.48%. It is not as high a directional probability as the S&P, but it's still okay and a decent backtest accuracy. We see the high last week was 602.87. This week 603.79, continuing to move up. Little candle there for the two-day chart. Doesn't look like we're up to halfway as far as the volume goes. One more day on the latest two-day candle. See where, again, unlike the S&P, we haven't had average volume since back on Monday morning and afternoon. Didn't have it Tuesday or Wednesday, but we did see things move higher Tuesday afternoon. And overall, did I say Tuesday afternoon? Sorry, Wednesday afternoon. But as we look at where we are going for the week, we are over halfway through the week now, and we are moving toward average volume. Maybe we'll get there. We've seen volume increasing over the last few weeks. Hopefully it will continue to do the same. We are still long on both the S&P and the NASDAQ. Let's move on to 20-year U.S. government bonds. Now, that is our only bearish chart at this point. And again, as we look at it, we can see where we had 2 weeks. It's just sort of screwy. You know, we had a green spinning top, then a big up week. Then we had a week with a smaller candle. Average volume still did reach a higher high, but just sort of stagnant on the candle body. And then last week, things dropped off. We had a doji and lower volume. This week, we have a green candle forming, but it's hard to see much. We have to go to a smaller chart we can see on the 2-day as we're sort of riding up the weekly trend line. We can see on the half-day how we've moved down to it, bounced off, moved up through Tuesday morning, and then back down, sort of sitting on it at the end of the day on Wednesday. So we'll continue to keep an eye on 20-year U.S. government bonds. Let it sort its way out and give us a stronger signal. Now, gold, I'm telling you, my friends, that is a strong signal right there. Strongest signal on our chart has been since gold took off starting back in late August, early September, just jamming. Look at all the volume for all those weeks. This week, we're not far from average volume already, and we got 2 days left. Gold didn't go up that much today, 0.16%. but it is a beautiful week. We can see where things started the week off strong on Monday morning and has just kept going. Popped up a little higher on Wednesday morning, it looks like, and lost a little bit in the afternoon. But again, a beautiful candle. Beautiful moves by gold, and we've been here tracking it all. Lastly, we will take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, of course, had sort of hit an interim, I don't know how to even say that. What we did is we had 2 weeks, after 3 weeks of down moves, we had 2 weeks starting back on September the 8th and the 15th, where it moved up some. Then last week trashed out. This week trying to recover, sitting below the prior trend line on the weekly, pushing through on the 2-day, pushed through this morning very strongly in the morning, stayed above in the afternoon for the day, up 2.69%. And again, hard to call the candles here. I mean, we had an interim low after just 2 weeks. That was last week, and then things trying to move up this week. Hard to call just what's happening with Bitcoin. If we look at just the numbers, we're more than a coin toss, decently more than a coin toss as far as going long or an up move. But again, backtest accuracy just okay. We will continue to watch as Bitcoin sorts itself out and see if it starts to move along with another tear. When it hit the interim low back on Friday afternoon, as this week started on Monday, up strong on Monday, not super strong on Tuesday, but really jamming up on Wednesday. So we will continue to keep an eye on Bitcoin as it tries to recover. We love to hear from you, my friends. Don't hesitate to reach out to us, cw@chartingwealth.com. God bless. All the best from the whole team here at Charting Wealth.